I just want to go back to being the same. All right, man. What's going on? Instagram ain't working. Come on now. Talk to me now. There we go. This is terrible. All right, we here. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? AC Lee from the AC Lee and Parlay Pete podcast. Unfortunately, Parlay Pete not able to make it today. But guys, you are not alone. I am here with you. So yeah, getting started a little bit later than normal. You know what, guys? I get a little stage fright when I work by myself, so I had to go through this whole creative process. I had to go through my notes multiple times. I had to listen to my music and calm myself. Like, get ready to perform. But anyways, NFL rich show today. A little bit of NBA, a little bit of culture, some college football too, since we had National Signing Day. But hey, let's get started here, man. Culture. Say we do culture, not play calling. That's what we need more of in the NFL. We need more culture and less play calling. If you think about the teams that are really good, if you think about franchises that perform at a high level year in and year out, I bet you're more in tune with their culture than their play caller. Because the culture actually survives the multiple play callers. Because when you have a good culture, you lose your play caller. But how do you maintain your excellence? You look at the Patriots dynasty, multiple play callers over that 20 years, but guess what? The culture was there. Heck, you look at what the Chiefs and Andy Reid are doing right now. Yeah, Andy Reid's still there, but Matt Nagy, my man's who I'm blanking on up there in Washington. Back to Matt Nagy again. But the culture lasts. Look at Pittsburgh. Look at the many offensive coordinators they've had. I mean, Big Ben had no problem firing offensive coordinators. But still to this day, Mike Tomlin is yet to have a winning season. No, excuse me, a losing season. But what's there? Not to play call. And there are countless other teams I can go down. Not countless. There's a few other teams I can look at and tell you why the culture matters so much more than the play caller. But the NFL media, the sports media, the hot topic is to talk about who's the next best play caller. Get you a great offense. I mean, maybe, or maybe get you the next best CEO. Because if we create a great culture, we're not tied to our play caller. Like so often we look at Kyle Shanahan and we look at Sean McVay. We talk about, oh man, great offensive scheme, great play callers. No, they have a great culture, and they are also great play callers. But they have a great culture more than anything, and that's why they're having the success that they're having. But not only in NFL football, do you have to have a great culture, but you have to have a great culture and a great quarterback. If you don't have a great culture and a great quarterback, you will never ever reach the goals that you may set for yourself as far as championships. It's not possible. Think about it. Belichick, Brady, great culture, great quarterback, success. Belichick, Mac Jones, great culture, bad quarterback, and not really any success. Philadelphia. Howie, because the culture is bigger than the coach, right? It's set by Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman, right? Owner and GM. You go Howie, good Carson Wentz, good culture, good quarterback, get to the Super Bowl, obviously won by Nick Foles. Wentz takes a step back, team takes a step back, insert Jalen Hurts, insert Nick Sirianni. Guess what? Great culture, great quarterback, wins. Patrick Mahomes, Chiefs, great culture, great quarterback, wins. Justin Herbert, bad culture, good quarterback, got loose. Lost the playoff game. Got the coach fired. You see what we're getting at here? Look at Pittsburgh. Great culture. I think still bad quarterback. Huh, bad team. Yeah, they're 7-7 right now. But where are they going? Nowhere. So I say all of that to say, as we come to the end of this NFL season and teams continue to fire coaches and try to replace those coaches, let's focus less on, oh my God, guy's a great play caller. Oh man, he really schemes it up well. But what kind of culture does this guy create? Because Mike Tomlin's showing you can be above 500 if you have the culture and you don't have the quarterback. But you can't get over the top without the culture and the quarterback and the play caller doesn't necessarily set the culture. Speaking of culture, Steelers culture's falling apart. You got KZ getting suspended for I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm sorry, man. I was gonna sit here, I was gonna talk about that. And here's the hard thing about doing the show by yourself, right? It is racking and stacking the priorities of the show. Obviously, I'm gonna talk NFL on the front end because that's the big deal. I wanted to open up with a little monologue here, culture. All right. Hey, but you know what? Hey guys, my Falcons are on a 2-game losing streak. We were 6-6, now we're 6-8. We benched Desmond Ritter. We're bringing back Taylor. Can I get a Heineke? And we're poised to face the 8-6 Indianapolis Colts tomorrow on Sunday. For me, I think we're probably going to lose. And at one point in this process, Arthur was safe. Arthur Smith being our coach. And then this week, Arthur Blank had some comments. He said, "Hey, he's our guy right now, but we're going to reevaluate at the end of the season." That's what we want to hear. We don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear about running the piss out the football because as I opened up the show with talking about culture, Falcons don't have a culture. The Falcons don't have a quarterback. The Falcons haven't made the playoffs in like 6 years. The Falcons haven't been close to being a team who anyone would believe would make the playoffs since the last time we made the playoffs, to being honest. Now, Parlay Pete and I come on here as optimistic Falcons fans, looking for wins, seeing possibilities for wins, and we see them. We definitely shouldn't be a 6-8 team. But with all that being said, we're not a good team. And we're terrible at the quarterback position. I mean, we spread it out Desmond Ritter week in, week out. The hell, he's not good anymore. Excuse me, he's not good. He's not anymore because the guy was never good, right? And then you look at Taylor Heineke. Okay, whatever, cool. But no, Arthur Smith is gone and Ritter's gone. Get rid of Ritter, yes, and send out Arthur. Just FedEx him out of here. I'm happy. I'm a happy Falcons fan because I'm not one who's into, getting rid of people, all of that stuff. I like the consistency. I want to have solid staff there, but you know what? They're not solid. We went from a team who just ran the hell out of football. Excuse me. That's what we used to do, but we don't do that now. We drafted a running back in number 8, and we don't give him the ball. We drafted a tight end number 4, we don't give him the ball. We drafted a receiver like number 6, we barely give him the ball. Uh, Guess what, Arthur? Like, we need a culture, we need a quarterback, and it starts with moving on from Arthur Smith and Desmond Ritter, and hopefully we do that. Now, with that, who do we bring in as a head coach? Jim Harbaugh is going to be the hot commodity around here. Think Bill Belichick might be available? I say, hey, offer them so much money that they have to say no. Make them say no. I mean, why not? What do we have to lose? We have nothing to lose by going after 2 of the best coaches, period. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. You go from Dan Quinn to Arthur Smith, 2 first-time head coaches. How about we go get somebody with some belts on the wall? Somebody who's proven a little something. Throw 25 mil at Belichick a year and make him come down south. Throw 22 mil a year at Jim Harbaugh, because guess what? Those guys know how to create a culture. They know how to create a winning culture. They have an identity. They don't go from running the piss out of the football to throwing the piss out of the football and losing either way. They have an ethos, they have an identity, and their team rally behind that. Ben Johnson, hot commodity. I don't want him. I don't want Ben Johnson in Atlanta. Ben Johnson is a play caller. I don't know if he can create a culture. As a Falcons fan who wants to win games, I want us to go get somebody who creates a culture. Now, we got weapons already, Belichick, so it's going to be hard for you to F this up. But I know you can create a culture. You can create an identity. You can get us playing complementary football. We got a good defense. We have a good kicker. We don't have a quarterback. Drafts for maybe. Jim Harbaugh will be my number 1 choice. Best coach available. But hell, if Buffalo gets crazy and they disappoint, and Sean McDermott is giving the door, look here, Shawnee D. You can come on down to Atlanta where the players playing, riding them things like every day. Yeah, 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 all of that. What man? Look here, we'll get you. We'll get you a nice house in Gwinnett County. Right up there, headed to the facility. Split you between the facility and the actual stadium. Man, look here, Tom McDermott. You'll love it here in Atlanta. And bring your boy with you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Joe Brady, bring him with you. You get to just run your defense, bring in your new OC. Yeah, man, look here, let me tell you something. The wings are great. The strip clubs are amazing. We have great private schools, really good public schools, depending on where you live. Stay away from APS. But it's a great city, man. And we have a great fan base when we're winning. Now we don't like losers. Now when the Falcons are losing and they're boring, it ain't it. But no, I would love to see a big name head coach come to Atlanta. Somebody with some help, man. Last time we made a big hire, a head coach who had some clout about himself. For being honest, Dan Reeves. I don't get me wrong, Dan Reeves couldn't win a Super Bowl, but boy, he was somebody. So now we fix the coach problem. saying Sean McDermott, Bill Belichick, Jim Harbaugh in reverse order. Harbaugh 1, Belichick 2, McDermott 3. Now, hey, Pittsburgh. If Tomlin breaks that streak, y'all think he's lost the locker room? Y'all think he needs somewhere to go? Coach T, your daughter's already at UGA. City will embrace you. Will love you. It's the Mecca, Black America. What more do we need? Come on. Come on, baby. And put one in for Coach T. Come on, Coach T. Come on to Atlanta, Coach T. You know what? I'm about to do something real quick. I'm about to make a phone call. I hope he answers, but no, get this out of my face. Got you. Let's see. Julie. What? Oh, never mind. That was one another door. Sorry. Let's see. Let's see what we can get. Hey, Jew, I'm recording right now, so don't say anything crazy. I got a question for you. You're over Mike Tomlin, right? You think he needs to go. And based on what based on George Pickens and his terrible comments about not getting rolled up on and Jimmy Warren saying I would have blocked for him. He's lost the locker room. It's safe to say that, right? Don't you think he would be a perfect fit in Atlanta? Think about this, Mr. Turner, just real quick. Black City Black Coach's daughter at UGA. Think about this. Atlanta has not had a coach with clout since they hired Dana Reeves. And granted, this guy never won a Super Bowl, but he got John Elway to what, like three of them, and just couldn't win. That's the most cloudy coach Atlanta's had. Yeah, I was sitting here and I was because Parlay Pete couldn't join me today, so I'm working by myself. So I was going through a couple of, who should the Falcons get as a coach? Obviously Jim Harbaugh. That would be beautiful. Then I talked about Belichick if he leaves. Talk about Sean McDermott may lose his job if they don't make the playoffs. We would love to have these established coaches with proof. And I go, Pittsburgh is tired of that guy. I'm hearing it from the fan base who wasn't tired of him 2 years ago, like you were. And I go, he'd be great. Yeah, Terry hates him. No. Yeah, you can't even beat him. Yeah, yeah. Y'all usually nah, man. I'm kind of there with you, and I also had another name pop into my. Hey, Big Ben's Hall of Fame. We already knew Big Ben was going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but Big Ben's looking a lot better. He's looking a lot better than he was when he left the game because the Steelers haven't been viable. Yeah, I mean, look, we've had breakups with women where you don't hate her when y'all break up. You just go, "Hey, dog, this ain't working. It's not." Yeah. Hey, man, your offense has scored less points since Canada left. I mean, you're playing with a backup quarterback. No, it is. After Ben came out and said had those comments a week or two ago, I go, "Oh man, it's over." Because Terry's never been a Tomlin guy. Now you got Ben speaking out against him, and yeah, I know the Rooney family. They're not ones to make sudden changes. They're not impulsive, but at some point, you have a fan base, a good fan base that travels, a national fan base, and if they're not happy. And okay, you're hanging your hat on, "Hey, we went 9-8." But I know for you, you don't care about making the playoffs. You care about going to the Super Bowl. You're not a Falcons fan. Playoffs isn't a good season for you. It's been a minute. It's been a while. Uh, Josh McDaniels in Miami. He's 1/4. Oh no, we got D'Amico Ryans now. Especially if the Texans make the playoffs, he's their new favorite nigga. Yeah. I'm trying to I think Brian Flores needs to get a head coaching job soon. We'll take him. Yeah, I was actually listening to a podcast this week, and they were saying, "Hey, man, if the Steelers decide to move off Tomlin, if his voice is getting stale, B. Flow was in that room, and I know he and Tua didn't have the greatest relationship, but those Miami teams weren't bad. Like Mike McDaniel's gets a lot of credit for getting Miami rolling, but he also has Tyreek Hill and Raheem Mostert, but those teams played hard under Brian Flores. They were 8-win teams, and they did not have the roster they have now. I feel like a nigga should coach Pittsburgh. 'Cause when I think about Pittsburgh fans, I think about black people. I don't think about the city of Pittsburgh being black, but when I think about Philly is definitely a black city. But when you think about Eagles fans, you think about crazy drunk white guys who will go to jail if you say, "Hey, the Eagles suck," and they're getting beat 42 to nothing. I believe it. I mean, you got smokestacks there, which means you have factories. And guess what? Black people left the South. They left the farms to go work in the factories in the Midwest and up north. I mean, why did Detroit used to matter? Niggas was tired of picking cotton. They said, "Nah, I rather, I rather work as a civil. We got a union. Ain't no cotton picking union." But hey, Mr. Turner, you got anything else you want to put out here? I just wanted to give you a call real quick, break it up a little bit. And I was talking about Tom, and I was like, let me call Mr. Turner. I feel like he tomorrow. Hey, sounds good, man. We got to get you back on actually, like at your house, logging in because had a conversation with Creole Court, and she wants to come on and talk some Saints football and other types of nonsense. So I feel like we get a good LA and LA, and think you'll ask questions that will probably people probably want to. Want to get you in for that one. All right, man. Thanks, dog. Yep. All right, man. That was Julian Turner calling in. Well, I called him. But as we were talking, I forgot about Brian Flores. I think B Flo, he doesn't get an opportunity to go anywhere. Hey, B Flo, come to Atlanta. One thing we know about B Flo is he believes in every football. That's something I'm picking. B Flo, his defense is coaches a good defense. Falcons have defensive piece. We have offensive piece. We get B Flow to get him a good OC. Don't go through your Patriots pipeline. No, no, no. Get you a good OC. Maybe call up your boy. Call up what's his name? Lafleur. Call up Lafleur's brother. See if he can get in with the right roster, with a different roster. I like the guy out of. I like their OC. I know it'd be hard to play, maybe, but something like that, man. Or maybe we call up Joe Brady a second. Be a like around up there. I don't know. But Atlanta, we need a new coach. I think you get the city to rally behind a black coach. I think that would be something that the city would love. And your ticket sales would go up. You would have more red in the stadium than you'd have opposing teams. But also on the Falcons, man, we need a quarterback. The Desmond Ritter show is over. He's been benched for the second time this season. His confidence is done, which I don't care about his confidence because his play is terrible. So even if he was the most confident quarterback in the league, I still wouldn't want him throwing the ball for my team. So guess what, man? Get out of here. Desmond, you're gone. Dismissed. But who do we get? I look at the draft, man. Would love to get Jaden Daniels, but depending on how we finish the season, looking at Jaden Daniels making a Heisman, man, he's going to be a top 10 pick, and Chase is going to be right outside of that top 10. I like JJ McCarthy. I think JJ McCarthy can make the big throws. I think JJ McCarthy, he's a 5-star, so he has the raw skills. I think JJ McCarthy has been held back by the system that he was in because Jim Harbaugh, like Arthur Smith, likes to. He likes to run the piss out of the football, so I don't think we've gotten to see JJ McCarthy display his full array of skills, kind of like Justin Herbert under Mario Cristobal in Oregon. We didn't get to see all of what Herbert was simply because that's not the way they played. And you bring JJ McCarthy in. Hey, hopefully we can get Harbaugh in with him. And we can continue utilizing our weapons, running the football, but then start playing basketball on turf. Start doing those crazy, crazy offensive sets where you got Janu on the field, you got Bijan on the field, you got Algier on the field, you have Drake London, you have um, Kyle Pitts. You have all these guys out here, and you can get into multiple formations, run multiple plays out of those sets, man. That's what I like to see from the Falcons. Russell Wilson may also be available. We have the cap room. I'm not in love with Russ, but Russ is a competent pro. He's an above average quarterback. And I think if you actually pair him with our weapons, talk about a Drake London, a guy who's a jump ball getter, send him deep. Talk about a guy like Kyle Pitts. He's fast at the receiver, but he's as big at the tight end. A mismatch nightmare, matchup nightmare. Then you have Tyler Algier, Bijan Robinson in the backfield. Man, I think uh, you could see some of that old rust come back. Just to air it out, gets to play a little bit of off schedule football, running the ball, but not necessarily always scrambling. I think that's the direction that the Falcons should go. If we can't get the rookie that we like, man, let's go get Russell Wilson. Bring him here and ban from the pregame stat, okay? But that's enough about the Falcons, man. Let's recap last week in football. Staley fired. Brandon Staley is finally fired. Jesus Christ. Thank you. Now, Tom Telesco had to go as well. I'm okay with that firing, honestly, because you know what, man? You hired this guy, you put the roster together, and we're underachieving. Do I think Tom Telesco will land on his feet? Absolutely. Do I think Brandon Staley will land on his ass? Absolutely. He goes from like D2, D3 football in 5 years. He's a head coach. Why? Oh, he coached next to Big Fangio. Oh, the Rams had a good defense. Guess what? Raheem Morris had a good defense. Oh, another coaching candidate for the Falcons. Hey, Rob, he's been in the building. He was there with the Super Bowl team. He was the interim for a second when we got rid of Dan Quinn. And that McVay, he'll grab the quarterback coach and bring him with him to be the offensive coordinator, have a nice, innovative offense. I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking Raheem Morris now. He's been a head coach before. He's won a Super Bowl at DC. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like Raheem. I like Raheem the Dream. Shouty freak a little son. Hey, shouty freak a little son. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but we'll be in that bankhead bouncing Raheem the Dream Morris. Yeah, 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 yeah. We have Raheem the Dream performing halftime here. We have Bobby Brown shit. This shouted freak a little son. And shouted freak a little son. Yeah, man. But Brandon Staley got fired. He gave up 63 points. The team quit on him. He's not a good head coach. His decision making process is flawed. He loves his analytics. They don't work. Yeah, dog, you're not ready. Time to go be a linebackers coach again. Time to be an assistant DC. Go be an assistant head coach. Do I think Brandon Staley has the potential to be a real head coach in this league? Yes. Derek Carr just threw a pick. What's new? But I think that he needs to be put in a position. I think that he needs to learn under. Um, honestly, I don't know if he gets another chance. I don't really care. Another chance. I just hope he doesn't get another. Don't fucking go knocking down that door. We don't climb that tree. Ain't no fruit up there. We laboring and getting no fruit. We used to that already. But Brandon Staley's fired, deservedly so. I'm not in the business. He's gonna get paid his money. I really think that if the player contract, he should the coaches have to pay. Now I don't know what direction the Spanish family is going to go. The Falcons fan, I don't want them to hire Jim Harbaugh. I know there's interest there, and based on what the NCAA is trying to do, the chance he's out of Michigan. Oh boy, get me Antonio Pierce and them boys. Yeah, you got to get up out of here. I don't know about Brandon Staley. Let's be honest. Russ got cussed. Oh boy, Sean Payton went off on Russell Wilson. I mean, looked like they scored twice in the red zone. Looked like the guy got in, no challenge, but Russ ends up getting cursed. I mean, he was just, oh my God, red as fucking rights by Sean Payton on the sideline. I thought it was disgusting. I thought it was unnecessary. I understand that football is high intensity. Coaches have things to say, but man, this is a national TV standalone game, man. Why are you calling out like that? Is there any value from that? Are you trying to show the team that um nobody's above punishment? Did Russ check out of a play? Did Russ not check into something based on what y'all talked about and walk throughout the week in preparation? I don't know, but I'm a firm believer you get more beads with honey than you do with vinegar. Don't get me wrong, sometimes you gotta put that vinegar out there, but you gotta be careful when you put that vinegar out there. You wanna lose the entire beehive. Yeah. Arthur, that Xbox. The Bears blew another game, and it's time for them to blow it up. I like Justin Fields. He's not high on my list of quarterbacks to bring to Atlanta, honestly. I don't get me wrong, I think he could be more successful in Atlanta than he is because he has but you gotta have the right play caller. You gotta have a play caller who's doing the defense back offense. Somebody who looks at what Philly's done with Jalen Hurts. Somebody who looks at what Baltimore has done with Lamar Jackson and run a similar type offense. Even looking at Russ in Seattle, you gotta kinda have a coach who's gonna run the ball and take deep shots because that's kind of what, Justin Fields is. He's not a precision passer. He's gotten better every year, but he still misses throws, man. He still takes too many sacks. He still throws the ball up entirely too much. He's a fumble machine. Um, but if you wanna get into you gotta get creative, man. If you're gonna bring in Justin Fields, you gotta get creative. I think the Bears are gonna blow it up. They're getting that number 1 pick, bring in Caleb Williams. They're gonna have a pretty decent pick, with their own pick. Uh, you gotta restart this whole thing. I think you fire Eberflus, even though the defense is rolling. You just gotta clear house and keep. Bills bounce back. They beat the dog piss out of the Cowboys, like 31-10. I mean, it wasn't a game. And as down as I've been on the Bills, it seems like Joe Brady's finally found a running game, and I think that makes the Bills one of the most scary teams in the NFL. Just think about it, man. The defense is decent, a lot of big names, but, defense is decent. Josh Allen is still a top 5 quarterback in the league. It's absolutely scary. So, I think that you see what they have, man, if they make the playoffs, I mean, 7 seed, they get in, they play Miami for the 3rd time. If Miami's a 2 seed, or maybe they're the 6th seed, they play the Chiefs in a 3-6 matchup. That's must-see TV. And they're a team that can travel, man. They can play outside. I mean, they're an outdoor team. They're a Northeast team. So the weather in Kansas City is nothing that they're not used to. go down to Miami, man, that heat might get to him, but at the same time, if they can just yeah, they can run the piss out of the football with like they have been in Josh Allen just comes to make timely plays. He don't actually put the entire game on his back, man. That's a scary team. That's a scary team. I'm not one. I'm not going to pick them to get to the Super Bowl, but I think if they could make it happen in the playoffs. They could scare some people. The Ravens roll. Oh man, the Ravens roll. Uh, they go down to Jacksonville, beat the hell out of Jacksonville on national TV at home. The Jaguars are a terrible home team, and Lamar looks good. I mean, we're looking at the best version of Lamar, a guy who can buy time. I mean, that play to Isaiah Likely, he had like 8 seconds before he threw the ball. 8 seconds. That's a long time, man. And I do believe that they are equipped. Baltimore is equipped to go all the way. If Lamar keeps playing this way, he finally has the weapons. I know they got injuries, uh, um, tight ends out. They just lost Pete Mitchell. Todd Monken is dialed it up, man. We miss him. Monken is bunking, and Lamar is cooking. But Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars, they're now in a three-way. They're in a three-way tie record-wise for the division. Now they hold the tiebreaker as we speak today at 8-6. But it's going to get interesting down in the AFC South. And we've been hard on Justin Fields, pause. We've been hard on Mac Jones, pause. We've been hard on Zach Wilson, pause, and we don't talk about Trey Lance, pause. No pause, but yeah, we don't talk about Trey Lance anymore. But has Trevor Lawrence earned a market-setting contract? Does he get Kyler money? Does he get Russell money? Does he get Burrow money? Does he get Justin Herbert money? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know if he gets paid. I think I think he has all of the raw ability. But I'm not so sure he puts it together consistently week after week. I mean, he had that ghost fumble. He throws bad interceptions. He misses throws. He had that terrible decision in the second half where he threw the out. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure he didn't call the play, but he made the decision. He threw the out. Didn't get him out of bounds. You have to throw to the end zone. And don't get me wrong, Cartersville. I'm rooting for Trevor Lawrence. I want T Law to be great. But I have to be objective here, and I can't allow the hometown bias to get in the way of what I'm seeing week in and week out. And I don't think Trevor Lawrence is Baker Mayfield, but I just don't know if I'm gonna hitch my wagon to him long term. Maybe you give him his 5th year option and you franchise him later and you say, hey man, it's a prove it year. And if you prove it, we'll pay you. If you don't, we'll trade you or we'll let you walk and we'll go back to the draft and see what we can do. And that has me thinking, man, these draft projections, these draft grades, man, especially the draft grades, it doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit. We can think a guy's gonna be an amazing player, and then guess what? They don't live up to billing. Now, when he was at Cartersville High School, he was the best player on the field every time he stepped on the field. When he was at Clemson, he was one of the best players on the field every time he stepped on the field, and he had the best players with him. So guess what? You don't really have much adversity. Trevor Lawrence lost more games in his rookie year than he had lost his entire high school and college career combined. We don't know how he deals with adversity. We don't know how he deals with being on a not great team. But now he has the weapons. He has Calvin Ridley, a legitimate number one. He has Zay Jones. He has Christian Kirk. He has Evan Ingram. He has the tools. He has Travis Etienne, who's not to me every down pounded out back, but he's back. Maybe Trevor's just not the guy. Maybe he's not who he thought he was. Maybe he's not just gonna become an Andrew with Peyton Manning and John Elway, and that's okay. Maybe he's not as committed to football as a Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. Maybe he's more on the Big Ben side of the house. Somebody who Aaron Rodgers side of the house. Somebody who does his work, he studies, he works on his craft, but football isn't part of it. And Trevor said that. And maybe that's why he's not performing at the level that we would like to see him at. I don't know. And lastly from last week, well, the Cowboys got rolled, but I'm not worried about them. The Eagles' 3-game losing streak hasn't looked good. Parlay Pete and I came on and they were fraudulent. Fraudulent to the one team we've ever seen. We just didn't think they had it. And it's revealed itself that they just don't have it. So instead of fly, you fly, die, you die. Because they're done. Let's talk a little bit about the Steelers. They've been in the headlines this week. Some legitimate issues there, but I want to start with the DeMonte KZ piece. He had a big hit on um, Michael Pittman Jr., and it landed him a season-long suspension. Tom Brady spoke about this. He says, "Nobody likes seeing players hurt, but hard hits happen. Quarterbacks should not be throwing the ball in areas where they are exposing their own teammates to these types of hits. Coaches need to coach better. Quarterbacks need to recover and throw the ball to the right places, and defenders should aim for the right hitting areas. Put blame on the defense player all the time is just flat out wrong. Need better QB play. It's not okay to get your receivers hit because of your bad decision." And golly, I'm blanking on his name, but the safety out of Denver, when he had his meeting with Roger Goodell in the league office, they told him that it's their job, the defender's job, to protect the offense. I think that's a little bullshit. I think that if offensive players make bad decisions, I don't like the rule that you can't hit a defenseless receiver. I understand it's player safety, but we're playing 17 games. They plan to add 18 games. We expanded the playoffs, more teams, more exposure to get hit. And I understand that the offensive game sells, but my God, can we give the defense a chance? It's a full contact game. It's going 100 miles per hour, and somebody can quickly adjust their pad level. If they adjust their pad level, then man, guess what? They're gonna get hit. And just replace the person was aiming for. Why why is it the defender's job to protect the offensive player? I think it should be the offensive job to protect themselves. That's like me saying it's my neighbor's job to defend my house. No, it's not. If you see something, obviously tell me. Again, defender, if you see like, don't try to be dirty. But at the end of the day, I pay this mortgage. My name is on this mortgage. Somebody comes here, it's my job to protect my family. It's no one else's job. Same thing in football. It's not the defensive job to protect the offense. It's the offensive job to protect themselves. If you're not going to protect yourself, why should I protect you? So I think that's a bit that suspension is nonsense. If you want to toss it from the game, if you want to find him, cool. But don't take 2 more game checks from him. And shout out to Tom Brady for being a loud voice on this. I think that his name hold weight. So I think that Brady continuing to fight with the league in the direction that they're going may actually have some positives for the league. But yeah, man, it's bad in Pittsburgh. You got the KZ out for the season. You got Deontay Johnson not trying to jump on phone. You got George Pickens not blocking. And Jalen Warren comes out and says, I would have blocked for him because Pickens talked about being worried about getting rolled up on and protecting his career. Obviously, you got to protect yourself because professional athletes, are are contract killers. You know what I mean? As much as we think it's a team, it definitely is. But they're individual contracts, independent contractors trying to make sure that they can continue to pick up another contract. So I get it. You play to win the game, and part of winning that game is blocking for your teammates. Rashard Mendenhall has funny comment. He came out talking about how he's tired of these average quarterbacks discussing football, and he thinks that there should be a black versus white Pro Bowl. We got some interesting responses to it, but let's play it out. Quarterback on the white side, you got Burrow and Herbert's hurt. You got Matthew Stafford. You have damn, who's a good white quarterback in the league? Derek Carr wouldn't make it. Baker Mayfield wouldn't make it. Gardner Minshew wouldn't make it. Boy. Philly, no. Baltimore, no. Pittsburgh, no. Cleveland, hell no. Who are the good white quarterbacks in the league that are healthy? Man. Let's see. Let's just pull up quarterbacks. NFL stats. Jared Purdy, that's your guy. Or excuse me, Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, maybe. Okay. Here go their white quarterbacks. The black quarterbacks, I guess Tua's going to be on the black team because we got Tua, we got Mahomes, we got Dak, we got CJ Stroud, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Geno Smith, Russell Wilson. Got a lot to choose from. Now, let's go to running back. Now, rush leaders this year is Christian McCaffrey, so the white guys got CMC. Then you got James Cook, Raheem Mostert, Kyrie Williams, DeAndre Swift, Derrick Henry, David Montgomery, Tony Pollard, Travis Etienne, Rashad White, Joe Mixon, Josh Jacobs, Saquon, Jameer Pacheco, Zach Moss, Chuba Hubbard, Najee Harris, Kenneth Walker, Jerome Ford, James Conner. Yeah, okay. Black team's gonna win. And gonna win running back. Receiver. Keenan Allen, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Pittman, Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, and now tight end TJ Hawkinson. Okay, I think the Whites will win tight end. Adam Thielen, Evan Ingram, Puka Nacua, he's flowing, so he can choose what side he wants to go. Travis Kelsey, they got him. Then you got Devontae Adams, DJ Moore, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Wilson, Chris Olave. Okay, Team White got Sam LaPorta. You got David, you got Jalen Waddle, David and Joker, Chris Godwin, Kamara, also running back. Tyler Lockett, Rasheed. It looks like the black is one of those skills on defense. Look at that linebackers. Mayor Franklin, Foya Luaton, Roquan, Bobby Wagner. Okay, you got Alex Singleton. He's a white guy. TJ Edwards, CJ Mosley, Ernest Jones. Okay. Let's see. Top NFL O line. Now I think this is where the white guys got to. They got Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Jason Kelsey, Colton Miller, Joe Tooney, my man out of Atlanta. Yeah, Zach Martin, Corey Lynch, Jake Matthews. There we go. Yeah, Lindstrom. But Black O line, we still got Trent Williams, Tyron Smith, Laramie Tunsil, Rashawn Slater, Ronnie Stanley. Got a lot of tackles. Orlando Brown. I think we'll take Panay Sewell, Terran Armstead, Andrew Thomas. Yeah, we're lacking on the guards and center, but we got some tackles. You have to move them over. So let's look at the top NFL deal. Yeah. Up front, we got Aaron Donald, Chris Jones. We also got Quinn Williams. We got Javon Hargrave. We got Jeffrey Simmons. We got Dexter Lawrence. We got Cam Hayward. Come on now. Now in the ends, they got the Bosa's. Team White got the Bosa's. They got Mad Max Crosby, but we still got Miles Garrett. You know what I mean? Oh shit! Even on the interior, we got my man's Calais Campbell. Let's see what other ends do we have. Michael Parsons. Go to the DBs. White guys don't play corner. Now they might get us in the kicking game, but we just go for two all day. We got Mike Tomlin coaching. Josh McDaniels probably plays since they're gonna say he's a coach of color. Todd Bowles is the DC. Yeah, we might be against any Belichick. I don't know, man. I like the they say it's not X and O's, it's Thomas and Jones. I like Thomas and Jones on the black team. But thank you, Rashard Mendenhall, for that content, man. That's hilarious. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Parlay P. All right. Infant in a fact. I appreciate that, but I'm here to present it to you. Not going to have the same analysis behind it because these are his picks and we didn't talk about it. And I am looking at the pick for the first time just for we got Baltimore, San Francisco under 47. I want to say that he believes the defenses are going to show up. So that's why we're going to under 47. We got the Cardinals at the Bears under 42 and a half. Why? Because these teams stink. They're not going to score points. We got Jacksonville on the money line versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We want for one, we want Tampa Bay to lose the game because we want the Falcons to have a chance to win the NFC South, and we believe that Trevor Lawrence to get those guys rolling. We got Green Bay on the money line against the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers stink, but somehow they beat the Falcons 9-7 this past Sunday. But we think that Jordan Love and the boys are going to show up and show out. Cowboys in Miami over 50. Yeah, we think this game's going to go over 50. Why? Because it's two electric offenses playing against one another. Dallas got embarrassed against the Bills, and they're going to bounce back and show out in Miami. And finally, we got the Buffalo Bills minus 12 and a half over the Los Angeles Chargers. No Justin Herbert. Maybe Keenan Allen shows up. The Chargers have tucked their tails and called it the season. And guess what, baby? The Bills are rolling. The Bills bounce back, and the Bills cover minus 12 and a half. That is your Parlay Pete six. You like it? I love it. And if you like it, I love it. And you like it, you know what it's time for. Lee's three. Lee's three. Lee's three. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Lee's three brought to you by nobody but Lee. What do I like here, man? I like that Jacksonville money line. Give it to me. I like that Dallas and Miami over 50. Oh yeah. And lastly, give me the Bills to cover a 12 and a half. And I think they beat the dog piss out of the Brennan Stable. That's your bets for the week. And ladies and gentlemen, that's hour one. Bow chicken wow wow. It's time for hour two. What do you do when it's hour two? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's preview some of the games coming up this week. We got Rams and Saints going right now. Pretty much as I expected. I expected the Rams to beat the dogs out of the Saints because the Dennis Allen team is not a good team. The Saints aren't good. Derek Carr's not good, and it's 27-7 right now. The Rams about to kick a field goal with 12:50 left in the fourth quarter. Well, 30-7. Saturday we got a nice little slate, man. Does Tomlin's streak continue? We got Steelers versus Browns, backup versus backup. We got Mason. Hit him with the Rudolph. Matching up against Miles Garrett again. Let's see what Wacko Flacco does. Or is he Wacko Flacco? Does he have a flame? Does he get on fire? We shall see, but I'm looking forward to it. Is Browning real? Is Jake Browning real? Jake Browning's been killing it since he stepped in for Joe Burrow. Once he got his feet wet, he really started playing good football. But the Bengals and Steelers. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Bengals versus Steelers. Let's see. It's the battle of the backups. Who wins? So we'll see how that goes. Then we have the Bills Chargers game. Yeah, blowout based on the picks. Let's go. Sunday, we got Colts and Falcons, man. We got Colts and Falcons, 8-6 Colts versus the 6-8 Falcons. Hopefully we can get out of there with the win. Hopefully we run the ball with Bijan Robinson. We throw the ball to Kyle Pitts and Drake London. We actually utilize our top three targets that we drafted in the top 10. That would be nice. That would be great. That would be amazing. So we'll see how that goes. We got Browns and Texans. Deshaun's coming home, but he's not playing. He's probably getting played with right now, specifically by a young lady after she rubbed his back. What else do we got? We got Jets versus the Commanders. Battle of the Bad. Eric Bieniemy obviously is not getting a head coaching job because if the Commanders wanted to see what he was worth, they would have fired Ron Rivera weeks ago and gave him a chance. But not optimistic about this game. Not gonna watch it. No, can't watch. I bet the Falcons game. What else we got? Seattle versus the Titans. Who cares? Packers, Panthers. Who cares? Lions, Vikings. Well, the Josh Dobbs mojo is ran off, is worn off, and I think they got C.J. Beathard back there. Can the Lions continue to roll? Probably. I think they probably stuck a mud hole in Minnesota. Minnesota dropped 7-8, and hopefully they fall out of the playoff picture because they're not a good football team, but they've been playing well despite losing for Cousins. Battle of the Florida boys. Let's go, Jags. Cardinals, Bears. More battle of the bad, and hopefully these teams who are knowing where they're going in the future. They're both going to have high draft picks. Then we got Cowboys and Dolphins, battle of the bad team beaters. Two really good offenses, two defenses that play well in the right space. I mean, Dallas has the best fantasy defense, but they can be ran on. Will Mike McDaniels commit to them and just maybe they run the fifth out of the football and take a play out of the Bills' handbook and see. But I think this game will be very revealing because neither team has really beat a good team. And now they're really good. So we will see where that goes. What's next? What's next? We got Patriots, Broncos, boring. On Monday, we got Raiders, Chiefs. You know, the Raiders did their little drive around. The Chiefs The offense isn't good. Raiders have weapons. I think this game would be way more interesting than what the line is. And the line is Kansas City -10. I would probably take the Raiders on that. Eagles get back rolling because they have the Giants. But the big game of the week is our Super Bowl preview, right? The two best teams in the league, two best teams in each conference face off in Santa Clara. Right now, San Fran is a 5-point favorite. At one point in that line, curve up to 5.5. Lamar Jackson is 19-1 versus the NFC. So, if I were a betting man, which I may or may not be, I would likely go. Give me the Ravens on the points, man. And if I'm feeling real froggy, I might take them on the money line, but I would definitely take the Ravens on the points with Lamar being 19-1 against the NFC. They've gone into every game with the lead in the fourth quarter, and Kyle Shanahan is like 1-32 in games where he's down by 3 or more points going into the fourth quarter. So this game is set up for Baltimore. If they keep it tight, take a late lead, it's set up for them to win. But we got a pretty good slate of football, man. And I didn't tell y'all this in the first block, but man, I hope y'all have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New and a Happy yeah, all of that good stuff, man. But got a heavy slate of football this week. But now I want to transition to a little college football. Now, National Signing Day has just passed, and Georgia's has the top recruiting class in the country. Nobody's shocked there. Kirby is the best recruiter in the country, and he did what he does. Big news out of this was Dylan Raiola flipped at the last minute. I think that has a lot to do with Carson Beck coming back. There was probably an expectation that based on the season Beck was having, he may try to jump to the NFL, but he's coming back. Now, Carson Beck is a true testament of hard work and grit. And we thought the same thing, man, with our quarterback who just left, whose name is Stetson Bennett, a guy who went to Georgia, left Georgia, came back, spent a lot of time, as a backup, but worked his way back up. And Carson Beck essentially did the same thing, man. But Dylan Raiola flipped. He went to Nebraska. He has family ties to Nebraska. His uncle worked there, works there. His dad went there. So I get it, man. He wants to go somewhere. He wants to start day one. Now, I hate that we wasted our money bringing him to Buford to not come to UGA, but it is what it is. But you know how Drake had the album with 21 Savage, Her Loss? Yeah. Dylan Raiola, your loss. Now, for your NFL career, going to Nebraska may be better because you're going to deal with tons of adversity there because Nebraska's not good. You're not going to have the best weapons. Hey, dog, receivers, niggas don't want to go to Nebraska ever. So you may go there, you may learn, you may get the information that you need to become a better player. But, you're not winning a natty, man. You had a chance to come to Georgia and win a natty. Maybe you have to sit down for a year, or maybe you can beat Carson out. Hopefully, Kirby learned from the Justin Fields mistake that if the guy is good, you let him play. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is, dog. You go where you go. Hate that you're not a dog, but it's fuck you. Hope we see you in the second round of the 12 team if you can make it. Because we'll be sitting there after our bye waiting on you. And dogs hunt. Let's see. The NCAA is coming after Michigan and Jim Harbaugh. There's more reason why I think Jim Harbaugh will leave. Let me pull up what they did. So the NCAA notifies Michigan of level 1 charge against Jim Harbaugh for allegedly misleading investigators. The NCAA, this is an article on The Athletic. Shout out to Austin Meek and Nicole Auerbach. Want to make sure they get their credit. No, I don't care about this. Yeah, back. Here we go. The NCAA is charging Michigan and coach Jim Harbaugh with a level one violation for allegedly providing false or misleading information in an investigation into recruiting infractions during the COVID-19 dead period. The draft notice outlined four level two charges that included impermissible contact with recruits and analysts performing coaching duties, as well as the level one charge against Harbaugh for failing to cooperate. Some of those charges were addressed through a negotiated resolution, but Michigan and the NCAA could not reach a resolution on the level one charge against Harbaugh. The notice of allegations given on National Signing Day received this week is unrelated to the NCAA investigation into in-person scouting and sign stealing. Harbaugh was suspended 3 games by the Big Ten. So the NCAA is not happy with Harbaugh. They're not happy with Michigan, so they're going after him. Do I agree with this? I don't know. If he broke the rules, go after him. But I'll ask you, man. Come on, man. It's COVID. It's COVID. Maybe he gave misleading information. So did the CDC. It was a weird time. Was Harbaugh just trying to get an edge? Here's what I need the NCAA to do. I need y'all to focus less on what Harbaugh's doing, what other programs are doing that may violate the rules. And I need you to come up with a better set of rules. Because kids can go into the portal whenever they want to. Coaches are having to recruit high schoolers and college players at the same time. You can offset that. That's, in the NFL, yeah, you're doing your scouting on your draft picks and your free agents at the same time, but you're not actually negotiating with these people at the same time. There's a free agency period and there's the draft. And you can go to the draft knowing what you need based on what you've done in the free agency period. So why don't we just get rid of the early signing day? Why don't we create windows for the portal? Make it like free agency. So that programs can recruit accordingly. Because the only person who's people are getting hurt here are the kids. You may go somewhere as a 5-star commit, Dylan Raiola, thinking he's going to come in and start day one. Well, he got information in enough time to find out that Carson Beck's coming back. So guess what? He flipped, which was probably the right move for him. I just don't know if Nebraska Matt Rule is the right answer, but that's for him. It's his life, not mine. I could care less. I still get paid on the 1st and the 15th. But no, so maybe NCAA should focus on creating some fucking parameters in your recruiting and so your programs are better and your kids aren't getting fucked over. Maybe you should create some guardrails and NIL. Maybe you should kind of clean that program up. NCAA, maybe you should update your rules so that quarterbacks can have an earpiece in their ear while coaches pass and plays. And then you get rid of the advanced scouting. Maybe you should do that. NCAA, maybe you should focus on getting the TV networks out of your fucking business so that the best teams are rewarded for their play and your top games aren't about what gets the best rating. NCAA, maybe you should get rid of all these pointless bowls that nobody goes to, that nobody watches, just because you get a little bit of cheddar here or there. Maybe we should stop giving out participation trophies. Oh, you won 5 games, you go to a bowl. Okay, you still are fucking below 500. You sucked. Why do you get to play in the postseason? Maybe the NCAA should focus on that. Maybe the NCAA should focus on how do we pay our athletes properly so they don't need NIL. and they just get salary because they are a part of a revenue producing sport. Maybe you should use your lawyers to find a way to work around Title IX for that. That if your program produces revenue, the players should be able to get a certain percentage of it. Maybe you should work on that. Maybe you should work on collectively bargaining with the players. Maybe you should work on solidifying your conferences in your schedules so that you don't have all this conference realignment. Maybe you should focus on appointing somebody to run college football, somebody to run college basketball, somebody to run women's college basketball. Maybe you should focus on that. I'm not saying that Jim Harbaugh does not need attention because Jim Harbaugh and Michigan may have violated rules, but there are so many more things that the NCAA should be focused on than Jim Harbaugh and him speeding in a school zone, but didn't hit a kid. Maybe the NCAA should focus on making sure that the NCAA lasts and the colleges don't secede like it's the South and Jefferson Davis is in charge. I think the NCAA has their priorities fucked up. Because they're like, well, it is in the rule book. You know them little monsters from the Monstars, from Moron Mountain. They could have captured all them Looney Tunes with they super guns and all that shit and took them back to Moron Mountain and made them be free label. But then Bugs Bunny changed the rule book and they actually believe that shit because they said, well, it is in the rule book. And then the Looney Tunes went and got Michael Jordan, who wasn't even a Looney Tune, to come defend Looney Tune Land. Maybe you should stop focusing on it is in the rule book and adjust the rule book accordingly. Holy shit. Maybe you should validate your existence. Maybe you should grow a pair and become less impotent and have some kids. But what do I know? I'm just a man talking into a microphone. I don't know anything. I ain't got no money. I ain't broke though, but I ain't got no money. I can't tell y'all what to do. Y'all know what's best for your interest. Until you don't exist anymore and Greg Sankey is running the entire college football, college sports operation because he's the most powerful commissioner in sport in college sports. Maybe, just maybe. You know, Chip Kelly, he had some good words talking about the fix to college football. Let me find it. Let me find what Chip Kelly had to say. So we can talk about it. Now, Chip Kelly thought about that. Chip Kelly came up with that master plan. Why ain't the NCAA doing that? Why isn't the NCAA being innovative? Coming up with ways to make their product better. You understand what I'm saying? Why is the coach talking about a plan that could honestly hurt his revenue on the top end? Come up with that, looking out for the whole. I don't think the NCAA cares about. The this this reflects what we see in society. Let's be honest. The haves and the have-nots. We only care about the haves. We can give a fuck less about the have-nots. And it's disgusting. It's sad. And it's unfortunate. But I think for college sports to maintain their identity, something like this Chip Kelly model needs to exist. But I haven't given it so much thought either. I'm with the Chip. Hey guys, want to talk a little NBA? A little association. You know? A little basketball. A little yada mean. Well, it came out today that Zion Williams' contract could be voided. It's no longer guaranteed for the final 3 years. So here we go. Back to the Athletic, an article by Mike Zirkinoff. When the Pelicans extended the contract of Zion Williamson in July 2022, it was a jubilant moment for the franchise. New Orleans had managed to lock up Williamson for 5 additional years for $197 million. The deal itself was significant, with Williamson not only seen as key to turning the Pelicans into a contender, but also as an example of a young all-star willing to reach a long-term deal with a small market team. It was not without risk, however. Williamson had missed significant chunks of his first 3 seasons in the NBA, including the entire 21-22 season. As a result, the team negotiated major hedges tied to Williamson's health and conditioning in the case he had problems staying on the court. According to the contract, which was reviewed by the Athletic, the final 3 years of the deal are no longer guaranteed after Williamson only able to play in 29 games last season. By missing more than 22 games last season, Williamson triggered a clause that turned the salary he is owed for 25-26, 26-27, and 27-28 seasons from guaranteed to non-guaranteed. That means the Pelicans have contractual power to waive Williamson after the 2024-2025 season with no financial ramifications. Now, why does this come out? If it happened at the end of last year and it's coming out in the middle of this year, it lets you know that the Pelicans are upset with Zion Williamson. It lets you know that they are applying some pressure. Or maybe, is Zion putting that out there to other teams, so maybe they want to trade for him. Maybe he wants to get out of there. But nonetheless, this tells us that Zion's time in New Orleans is short. Zion's not going to finish his contract in New Orleans. They're not going to waive him, because in the NBA, you don't walk away from an asset without replacing that asset. You don't want to walk away from that salary and just let it go. And Zion's upside is so great that come on, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing? I think this whole thing's hilarious. Zion wants out, and the Pelicans want him gone, but the front office don't want to stand on business And Zion don't want either. He's fat, he's out of shape, he's inconsistent, he gets hurt, and he has personal issues that's interfering with his career. And by interfering with his career, I mean it's interfering with his perception, which therefore interferes with his career. Do I think it has an effect on him on the court? Absolutely not. But the Pelicans are in no man's land. They got to do something. Zion knows that. His camp knows that. The front office knows that. The coaching staff knows that. The roster knows that. So what do? Maybe you trade CJ McCollum. Maybe you should have kept Drew Holiday. I don't know, man. Because B.I. is the guy, which I predicted and then happy to see it come to fruition. B.I. is the guy. Zion's the two. And Zion might be the most skilled player on the team, but he's not consistent. The Saints just kicked the onside kick. They didn't get it. They have no timeouts, and there's 4 minutes left. I probably would have kicked it deep, but what do I know? But no, this is all media games. Not the Saints. The Pelicans are trying to cover their ass. Great contract on them. Here's the thing: if they waive Zion, he's still going to get a max. I think Zion. I think Zion's trying to get his way out of there, but it's no different than Donovan Mitchell. Apparently, Donovan Mitchell's being put in trade rumors. The Knicks, the Nets, and Miami. The kid wants to go to a big market. He's on contract for next year, then he has a player option the following year. AC Lee's here to tell you that Donovan Mitchell's not going to be in a small market by 2025. Okay? Book it. Guarantee it. That's just really all I got there. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I watch some NBA, but I'm not in my league pass bag like I am in most seasons. Between my master's program, between my young daughter, who's now taking steps, baby Lowe is walking a little bit. I'm just not locked in on basketball like I used to be. Embiid's on a fucking tear though. He's looking like he wants to say, "Hey man, that little sympathy MVP y'all gave me, nah, I'm him. I'm Himothy." If he keeps this up, he's gonna be the first big man to average 34 games since Kareem in the sky. Whoop. Let's see. Shaq was capping about Steph being put in the GOAT conversation. That's all I have on that. Ja is back. The new AI, the cultural icon, the people's champ is back. 34 points. Game winner against the Pelicans. Yeah. 1 versus 2. Ja is back. NBA, go ahead and make him the face of the league. Go ahead and make him the face of the league. Don't do him like you did AI. I know he's had some off-the-court incidents that you may not like, but he's the people's champ. The people have spoken. They love Ja. Look at the shoe sales. Put him on the Olympic team. Memphis, get your roster better. Get him another star. Desmond Bain and baby arms ain't it. Jared Jackson and his tooted ass out threes and his fouling ain't it either. Give him a star. Ja Morant is back. Baby, do you like me, baby? Yeah, now John's back. Now he's the people's champ is back. The Rock is back. Finally, Ja Morant has returned to Memphis, Tennessee. He's back, baby. Oh, Ja Morant is like Ja Morant is. Let me see. I like it like that. Ja Morant is back, and he got that thrash slow motion with me, but now he's moving so fast, baby, you can't keep up. You can't keep up, Ja Morant. Yeah, face of the league, baby. Himothy is back. I am him. He is I, and I am him. Ja Morant is back. Welcome back. I say welcome back. But nah, I'm happy to see Ja back. I'm happy that he had a great first game out. I'm looking forward to see what he's going to do. I'm looking forward to see how he's going to be postured. You know, can't get any postseason awards, so that Supermax not looking not looking good for him because he's not going to be able to put up the numbers this year. He can't win a scoring title, but he can go to the All-Star game. Let's get Ja in the All-Star game. Let's get Ja in the dunk contest. NBA, let's put our hands around Ja. He's the meal ticket, baby. He's the people's champ. He is AI. He is. He really is, man. Just think about it. 6'1", 6 foot. He's relatable. He got bounce. He hasn't forgot where he came from. He makes mistakes. He's somebody who people can really, really, really relate to. Can't nobody relate to the 6'8" ass LeBron. Can't nobody relate to 7 foot ass fat ass Joker. 7'3" Embiid. Giannis. Go gadget arms. Kevin Durant. We can't relate to them. But we can relate to Ja because Ja feel like he one of us. He feel like he one of us, and I think that we should put our arms around Ja. Anthony Edwards has fallen victim to greatness and immaturity. Let me find the Ant-Man text. Now, I'm going to use this to have a bigger conversation. So, Ant-Man, apparently his old lady is pregnant, gets put out on social media, and one of his side teams gets upset, so she wants to air him out. And neither Ant-Man's words. Being cool to you. Oh no, this is her. Being cool to you is just going to get an abortion by myself and not doing shit and going on about your day. That's being cool to you. Obviously, you've been through this before just by your reaction. His response, I'll send you the money. I didn't ask for it, but okay. You just don't want a baby? Is that why you're saying all this? Because I've been cool with you. I don't want kids. Let's handle this like grown-ups. Okay. I'm not trying to force you to be a dad to a baby you don't want. I just don't like abortions. It doesn't make me wrong if you really don't want this, I'm fine, I won't. He apparently sent $100K. And he came out and said, I made comments in the heat of the moment that are not me, that are aligned with what I believe and who I want to be as a man. All women should be supported and empowered to make their own decisions about their bodies and what is best for them. I'm handling my personal matters privately when I be commenting on them any further at this time. Yeah, women should be able to do what they want with their bodies until it affects you. That's what this boils down to. People can be pro-life until it's somebody they don't want to bring life into this world with. And now I'm a married man. Fortunately for me, prior to my marriage, I had a scare or two, but it never materialized. And by scare, I mean she was late. I have one child. She was a planned child, a child we tried to have. So my experience is not this. Also, he got off easy. Only have to pay $100,000 as a max contract guy. He's probably gonna be a super max guy soon. So I'm a product of a single parent home. I have two sisters who had children before they were 20. Now, I didn't grow up in a home with these sisters. Still love them. And the one thing I said about myself was, I, I'm not going to have kids early. I'm not going to have children until I'm in a place to parent those children. And by that, I was extremely sexually responsible. And here is what I want to say to the Aunt Edwards of the world, but less Aunt Edwards, because whether she has it or not, he can provide for the child. I want to speak to the guys who maybe may not be able to provide for the children. Don't lay with somebody who you're not comfortable with being their baby mama. Starters. Wear condoms. Pull out. Take all of the necessary steps to ensure that you're not creating a child that you don't want. Because yeah, sex is fun. Sex feels great. But if we look at what sex is for, sex is about creating children. And if you are moving in a way that could create a child, you may have to live with that. And when you're as famous as he is, up there to be a face of the league, you don't want to have these type of texts coming out. So also understand who you're dealing with. Deal with the right people. Hush money is great until she start talking. Have somebody who has, involve yourself with somebody who has something to lose just like you do. Easier said than done. But if you're going to be out here messing around, make sure you're messing around with somebody who is on the same page so that if things don't work out, you're protected. Make sure you're protected. Protect yourself. Birth control, condoms, whatever, plan B, whatever the case may be, whatever you choose to do, protect yourself. Because the last thing you want is somebody who is on the sideline trying to get in the game. Last thing you want is a side piece seeing something that's happening to your main lady and her stepping up. Now, the right thing for me to say is don't have side pieces, because if you're in a committed relationship with somebody, whatever, y'all discuss whatever the do's and don'ts, the ins and outs of your relationship, and that's what you go with. Yeah, that's the right thing to say, but I live in reality. That's not the way it always works. But you never want the macaroni and cheese to ruin the turkey. The macaroni and cheese should never ruin a turkey. The macaroni and cheese should add to the meal, but that turkey is juiced up right, seasoned right, and fried right. Deep fried, yes sir. We're talking about deep fried turkey. Smoked right, if you want to smoke your turkey. The meal should be made. And a side dish should never, ever, 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 ever mess up the main meal. So I came across this clip through a group text earlier today, actually. And here we go. I'm going to play for you. And man, that's what you need right there. That's what you need. Somebody who say, "What goes on in your house ain't none of my business. Only business is our business." So move accordingly. We only know I'm coming to you as a woman. You don't need none of that. And again, this ain't the life I'm living. But if you choose to live that life, man, they say the dark come to the light. But I know every night that sun set and it's dark outside. I look outside, it's dark right now. It was supposed to be dark, but night's supposed to be dark, so the night's supposed to stay at night. And the day's supposed to be bright, so the day is the day. And that's how you gotta move with Anthony Edwards. That's how you gotta move if you move like Anthony Edwards. You gotta ensure that what you're doing at night, who you're doing it with at night, don't want to be seen in the day. They don't want to be tied to your name. There's some truth I want to tell on here. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. But find you one that's 10 toes down. Find you one who got something to lose. Find you one with you for the clout because of who you are and who they say you are. They actually with you because of what you do. Find one that's not a fan. That's not a groupie. That's what you got to do. Because if you don't, this can happen again. And I promise you, one thing about extortion, blackmail, it ain't never enough money. It ain't never, it ain't never enough money. Because at some point, she more interested in her role. She more interested in herself. She ain't interested in y'all. She interested in her. If she interested in her, she ain't interested in y'all. She ain't interested in you. Your goals. Your goals will throw it off. Your standing will throw it off. Because she don't mind bringing you down. That's how you know she ain't there for you. She there for what you got, what you built, who you are, what comes with being tied to you. Same thing happens to Zion. But hopefully you young boys see this out here. Y'all move accordingly. I'm gonna tell you, bro, if you NBA player, you a max contract player, man. Go mess with other famous man. Yeah. Paparazzi might be stalking you after lunch, but them, whatever. But give them to pull up when you in their city. Because if you don't with a nobody name, she gonna try to become somebody one day. Now if she comes from being a nobody, you know she know the game. You know what I mean? There you go. But if you ain't got that confidence going in, man, don't go in. Pull out. Don't even pull out. Don't put in. If you gonna put in, damn shit better make sure you cover it. Can't go to war without body armor. Yeah, you can go in war with a gun, you can shoot everything up. When the shot come back. You ain't got no defense. You're gonna be devastated. And unfortunately for Ant Man, he wasn't on the court. He wasn't playing defense. So don't be that. Apparently some G League nigga and his girl like caught killing somebody. Fuck him. Lock him up. Throw away the key. They don't, lock him up, throw away the key. Let me see if I got anything else on it for y'all. DK unfollowed I see y'all on Instagram petting some young people shit. Philly wants Levine and OG. I knew that's why they made that trade. Lil Wayne was gonna put KD on the quarter six, but he didn't because KD can't rap. Let's see. Austin Rivers had tried him and John Wall. Do I think they should be in the league? Yeah, probably. But let's go to Stephen A. Clip. So that's a little clip of Stephen A. commenting on Cardi B and Offset. I don't really want to talk about Cardi B and Offset, but we're gonna talk about Cardi B and Offset. So Cardi B took to her socials. Let's talk about Offset. Talk about when, she was at her most vulnerable moment. He did some bullshit. All right. Yeah. She went public. She aired my man's out. My question. Take my hat off. Take my glasses off. I want y'all to see them. Ma'am, what do you get when you go public? What are you asking for when you go public? Do you want sympathy? Do you want somebody to love you? Because I'm going to tell you, once you go public, oh man, you've given up on fixing the home. Now, I'm not saying the home deserves to be fixed. I'm not saying that in this situation, Offset doesn't deserve to lose his bride, his queen, his wife. I ain't saying all that. I don't know. I don't live with them. I don't know what they go through. But I will say, once you go public, it's over. Yeah, that's right. I'm doing me. I'm doing me. I'm living life right now, man. And this is how it's. It's over. It ain't pop no nigga. It's over. Once you go public, fuck it. Because now you're embarrassing. And now if Cardi B was responding to the Blueface tweets and she was able to validate that, well, yeah, now she done got she got publicly embarrassed. So yeah, she gonna take the breakup public because she don't give a fuck no more. And if that's what she on, she on. I'm gonna tell y'all. Social media is more of your enemy than it is your friend. And I'm gonna tell you that if you are having problems, if you are hurt, you need help. Oh man, don't go to social media. No. Go to your therapist. See, every time you go live and you got something to say, oh man, boy, you go live with the therapist. You and him, you and her, whoever the hell your therapist is, y'all go in that office, you can go live like hell. You can say whatever you want. Or maybe you just go to your partner. Go live on them. Say to them whatever you want, you say it to them. But the second you bring this shit out here, oh man, nah, you don't respect me. You don't respect me no more. We done. We done. Now, if that's what you want to be, if you want to be done, all right, boy. Woke up this morning. You got yourself a gun. Got yourself a gun. That's what social media is. Getting yourself a gun. And Cardi, we ain't gonna be natural, Nas, but you got yourself a gun. And what happens when you get a gun and you pull it out, motherfucker, you hit something. Once you shoot, hey, it don't even matter if you hit something. Once you shoot, can't bring that shot back. No, you can't bring that shot back. Can't turn that live off. You can't bring back that argument you had in front of your partners at the party. No. You can't do that. So once you decide to take your problems public, fuck it. That's what you said. You said fuck it. You said my hurt, my feelings, my emotions, my thoughts, whatever the fuck I'm feeling right now is bigger than everything that we've done. Could be true. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't live there. Ain't my house. Ain't my problem. Oh, it ain't my fault. But I ain't saying don't go live. All I'm saying is men, women, people in relationships, don't go public if you want to fix it. If you care about that person, you want to stay with that person, you can't go air them out in public. You can't do that. Once you air them out in public, that shit over with. Like Future said, go home, fuck that nigga, get it over with. Nah, yeah, go ahead, fuck the nigga, get it over with. Carter came out and said, she got options. A bunch of niggas want them. We know that. We see it. Great surgeon. Great surgeon. La la too good, boy. Oh boy. Boy, how you singing? But I'll tell all of you, man, make sure you hold your partner with the utmost respect. And if you decide to dip down in the gutter, in the gutter, make sure you don't go public if you want to fix it. Because once that shit hits the public eye, it's over with. You can go ahead and tell them, don't fuck that nigga, get it over with. But hey, man, that's the show. As we wrap it up, I'm going to go back through the bets. I'm going to give you a Parlay Pete 6-pack. So as a reminder, we got in the Baltimore and San Francisco game under 47 points. We got over 42.5 in the Bears Cardinals game because they don't play defense. We got Jacksonville on the money line. We got Green Bay on the money line. We got in the Dallas and Miami game over 50 points. And we got Buffalo Bills minus 12.5. Okay, guys. Hope y'all like that. Hope you enjoy it. Hey, man, there's AC Lee. Merry Christmas. Hopefully we have Parlay P back next week. But if not, man, you got to look at me. Ha ha! We out of here. Yeah, we out of here. Let me find the screen. Yeah, we go.